A bipartisan delegation of Australian politicians have met with American lawmakers demanding the US government drop its push to extradite Julian Assange. Our Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen is at the US Capitol for us this morning. How are the meetings going, Annalise?
Well, look, there's 2 days of meetings for these Australian lawmakers in Washington, D.C. They've already met with a number of high-profile members of US Congress, including Rand Paul, Senator from Kentucky, and there'll be more meetings tomorrow, but they're off to the Department of Justice, and that's the key decision-maker in Julian Assange's fate. Julian Assange remains in a UK prison, but he is still under extradition order from the United States, and so these Australian politicians, a bipartisan delegation led by Barnaby Joyce, former Prime Minister, but also former Deputy Prime Minister, but also members of the Greens and Labor have been here putting the case forward for the US dropping its extradition claim against Julian Assange. Here was the delegation a short time ago.
Well, I think the delegation's going well. Been well received, and we just continue doing the best job we can.
The delegation is here now because they're hoping to seize on momentum ahead of Anthony Albanese's first state visit to the United States, where he'll be welcomed here by the reception at the White House on October 23rd. But it is a tough task to try to convince lawmakers on Capitol Hill. They're very divided on the issue of Julian Assange, and it does seem to split down party lines. Republicans have been more sympathetic along the lines of the First Amendment freedom of speech aspect to the charges against Julian Assange, saying that he was protected in his work as a journalist. There's some Democrats also more on the libertarian side of things that tend to agree, but it's still not a popular cause on Capitol Hill.
Talking about how to move this forward, it's imperative. I mean, the precedent that his case sets, that we're going to put somebody in prison or extradite them for just merely publishing facts, is very dangerous.
So that was Republican Congressman Thomas Massie. So interestingly, this seems to be a popular topic in Kentucky. But what we are going to see is this continued push and advocates continuing to push this cause in the lead up to the White House visit. Also complicating the factor were previous comments made by Secretary of State Antony Blinken, seemingly putting down any prospect of the US dropping its extradition claim. But you never know where diplomacy might take you.
OK, Annalise Nielsen live from DC. Thanks, Annalise.